Carnival Cruise Line has recently opened a new private destination in the Bahamas. This new port offers a private beach and pool day exclusively for Carnival guests. Whether you're wanting a place for the family, an active adults only experience, or an upgraded pool and beach day, there is something there for everyone. But what did I think of Carnival's new offering? Is it enough to keep up with the improvements and destinations from the other cruise lines nearby? I sailed there to provide you everything you need to know about Carnival's Celebration Key. Today on Seymour Seas. Carnival Cruise Line invested around $600 million to build Celebration Key, a family-friendly port in the Bahamas that has a private island destination specifically for Carnival Cruise Line guests. I recently sailed to Celebration Key on the Carnival Freedom. I spent the entire day exploring both of the large lagoons, the shopping area, as well as all of the activities available to Carnival guests. I also had the all-inclusive day pass to the Pearl Cove Beach Club, so make sure that you stay tuned to the end to learn all about that experience. Hello everyone and welcome. If you are new here, I am Doug and this is Seymour Seas, your cruise tips and planning channel where I hope to help you and your family pick, plan, and book your next cruise vacation. If you are a cruise enthusiast, I do ask you to consider subscribing to the channel for additional cruise content just like this. When you're ready to book your next cruise, don't forget to email me here at the email address shown on the screen, or you can find my contact information in the video description. Thanks everybody for watching today, and let's get started. The grand opening of Celebration Key was on July 19th, 2025, and this is located just south of Freeport, which is on Grand Bahama Island, about 100 miles off the coast of West Palm Beach, Florida. The strategy behind this build is to, one, join the rest of the cruise lines in building exclusive, controlled destinations for their guests, as well as to further strengthen the relationship between the cruise lines and the Bahamian government. It's also obviously an attempt to compete heavily with Royal Caribbean's large investment in Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And lastly, Freeport is a very close by port and has been highly regarded as a weaker port to visit by many cruise line guests. As you arrive at Celebration Key early in the morning, you will arrive on the Phase 1 pier that can hold up to 2 ships at this point. They are building a second pier there, as you can see, and it will be able to hold up to 4 Excel-class ships. Now, the current capacity for Celebration Key is reported to be for 13,000 guests and 4,000 crew members. Now, the real-world attendance has been on day 1 with 5,000 guests, and then when there are 2 ships in port, it averages about 9,000. Now, after Phase 2 is built, which is that second pier as well as some expansion to the island, there is a theoretical total of 21,000 guests, but most reports and most industry insiders still think that it's going to stick around that 13 to 15,000 with 4 ships in port. As you get off the ship and you walk towards the entrance to Celebration Key, you're going to find that there's an area right at the end of the pier for tram service for those that need it. If you are walking, there are shaded areas, which makes it a very comfortable walk towards the entrance. Let's now take a look at the map of Celebration Key so that you will be able to see where the various areas that we're going to discuss today are located. As you walk under the welcome sign of Celebration Key, you will enter Paradise Plaza. This is the welcome center area where you will see the large sandcastle in front of you, as well as you have guest services and some bathrooms located there. This is where you're going to pick up the tram service to go either around Starfish Lagoon or Calypso Lagoon. Starfish Lagoon is to your right, and that is the family area for those with children under 18 years of age. In the center of the island, you're going to have Lokono Cove, which is where the shopping area as well as excursions are met. To the left of the entrance, you're going to have Calypso Lagoon, which is the 18 plus adults only area. And to the right of Calypso Lagoon, that is where the Pearl Cove Beach Club is located. That is the upgraded adults only club area. You'll also see that in front of both the Calypso Lagoon and the Starfish Lagoon, there is complimentary beach access as well. Before we get to the tour, let me explain what all of the complimentary items are that Carnival provides. Now, you'll get the free tram on the pier to the entrance to Celebration Key. You'll also have full access to both of the very large freshwater lagoons. You have access to the beaches, both in the Starfish as well as the Calypso Lagoon, and it also provides all of the beach chairs and the beach umbrellas. All the music, entertainment, the DJs, all those are obviously complimentary, and you're going to have numerous bathroom opportunities throughout the entire facility, and they also have lockers and freshwater showers at each of those locations. Your lunch is also provided, however, it is something called Island Eats. So you get one free entree, quick service entree from one of the quick service food locations on the island for free. Now, this is normally something like a burger or some kind of sandwich and fries or chips. And then if you are sitting at one of the full service restaurants, you get 25% off one entree item per person. If you are traveling with a family, I highly recommend that you check out the menus prior to going so that you can plan your meals accordingly. If you wish to have additional food items, all of those are going to come at an extra charge. I will leave some of those menus in the video description below. As you look at other cruise lines, private destinations, this is a little bit of a different concept because most of those cruise lines offer at least minimally a unlimited buffet for lunch. So all of the additional for a fee items are going to be any alcohol drinks that you purchase. Your drink package on the ship does not work and it is not extended to this private destination. Also, any additional food, just as I mentioned, that is outside of the Island Eats is also going to be a separate charge. Both of the lagoons also have numerous types of cabanas as well as day beds that you can rent. The water slides that are located inside the sandcastle is a $15 per day unlimited day pass. And if you do go with one of those cabanas, the day pass for the slides comes complimentary with your purchase of the cabana. Any of the three packages to the Pearl Beach Club is also an added fee. I'll address that here in a moment. And if you are enjoying any of the water sports activities at the beach, that is also going to be an extra rental fee. I should mention that if you do have the Wi-Fi packages on board the ship, that is extended to the island and it works seamlessly from the ship to the shore. So let's now walk into the Welcome Hub Paradise Plaza of Celebration Key under the very fun welcome sign. As you walk into the plaza, you are going to hear the Caribbean music being played. There's going to be a lot of activity. You're going to see the large sun castle in front of you that has the various water slides coming out of both sides. Again, that is a $15 per person day pass for the water slides. And if you purchase any of the standard or larger cabanas or villas, those day passes come with your purchase of those cabanas. In my opinion, the area is not as grand and impressive as what they showed in some of their earlier pictures or some of the original marketing renders. It is a very fun, nice area, but it is not as large and impressive as I was expecting it to be. I will say that you can see everything from this spot, and the signage, depending on where you want to go, is absolutely fantastic and is very easy to locate. Now let's move on to Starfish Lagoon. This is the family-friendly area where you take the kiddos to enjoy a day at the pool or the beach. As you enter Starfish Lagoon, you're going to find a small area, splash area for the toddlers, but then you look out and you will see the very large 275,000 square foot freshwater lagoon. This is a depth of normally about 2 feet to an average of 5 feet in depth. You will be walking through the sand and access the lagoon through its walk-in areas sporadically located around the lagoon. You will see literally hundreds of lounge chairs with umbrellas available on each side of the lagoon. There is casual fast food pickup areas there, as well as full service dining available with plenty of picnic tables and seating to have your lunch. You'll see plenty of lifeguards that have been added to all of the lagoons, as well as the beach areas. The beach is easily accessed from both lagoons. It is located just in front of the lagoon and has plenty of additional beach lounge chairs as well as umbrellas. There are lots of for-a-fee cabanas and day beds that you can rent for you and your family. The first type is the Aquabana, which is a floating cabana, as you see here. Those cost normally around $500. Then you have a standard-sized cabana that will run you about $600. The over lagoon type cabanas will cost you about $800. And the super villa for the entire family will run you around $2,000. When I was there, I did notice that the front area of when you enter the Starfish Lagoon seems to be the most crowded area, and as you make your way to the back, you will find a lot more open space and empty lounge chairs and umbrellas. And as I noted, there are plenty of bathroom facilities around with those showers and lockers. The next area that we are going to discover is going to be the Lokono Cove, which is the retail and shopping area. This is where you're going to find the artisan market with a lot of local Bahamian made merchandise and crafts. And you're also going to find there the coffee shop, sundries, and your typical jewelry stores that you will find in most cruise ports. At the back of this area, you're also going to find the Shore Excursions meeting spot. You'll see these pop-up tents available, as well as crew members calling out the various excursions available. Remember, this is not Carnival's private island. This is part of Grand Bahama Island. So there are additional outside of Celebration Key excursions available to purchase. Something to note for the shopping area here, these are local Bahamian vendors, so make sure that you're bringing credit cards or debit cards with you to purchase items. You will not, in most places, be able to use your sale and sign card from Carnival. I found this area to be, again, not as impressive as I was expecting. It is quite small, and some of the shops do have air conditioning where you can get out of the heat if you want to do a little retail therapy. Now let's move on to the largest area I found on Celebration Key, and that is the adults-only Calypso Lagoon. This is a huge pool area, I believe was much bigger than the Starfish Lagoon, and this is where you're going to find the centrally located Sunshine Swing Bar with real swings that go out over the water. It was very, very popular. There's also a DJ that's located in the center of the lagoon, and it is right in front of the very popular Swim Up Bar. The Swim Up Bar is just in front of the casual and full service dining area that has large screen TVs showing sports and other programming. There are several options for renting additional spaces at Calypso Lagoon. These water daybeds by the Swim Up Bar are available. The standard cabanas off the beach just next to the lagoon. The over the lagoon cabanas are also available on both sides. And then you have the major super villa that's available. It has the slides for the kids. And then the large cabana on the north side is also available. I do recommend that you do check the rates for these cabanas because it is based on demand, and I have seen that the rates have been changing. If you've purchased one of these cabanas, please leave me what you guys paid in the comments below. Even though that there is a DJ there for most of the day and the afternoon, I didn't feel that it got too loud or it was too rowdy. It did get fairly crowded though, so make sure that you claim your spot early. The last area we are going to visit is called the Pearl Cove Beach Club. This is the luxury adults-only retreat that is an added fee. There are 3 different packages to choose from to gain access to the beach club. The first is a day pass only, which costs $99, and any additional alcohol, drinks, or food are all going to be an extra charge. The middle package is $139, and this gains you access to the club as well as 10 drinks at any of the 3 bars. And the last package is an all-inclusive package, which includes the 10 cocktails as well as an upgraded lunch from the full-service restaurant. I do recommend that you get to the beach club early to gain access due to the fact that I showed up at 11 a.m. and I waited almost 15 minutes to get into the club. Now, once you do get into the club, you will be given a wristband that corresponds to the package that you purchased. One of the crew members will escort you around the facility, giving you a tour and pointing out where everything is located. The first thing you're going to see is the 11,000 square foot infinity pool. It is very nice. It's very popular, and that is where most people are going to be sitting. So make sure that you get there early and claim one of the lounge chairs and umbrellas that are just beside the pool. There's a swim up bar there located within the infinity pool, and there are bars also in the full service restaurant and on the other side of the bar on the beach area. The beach area is quite nice, and you're going to find several lounge chairs there with umbrellas as well. One thing that is very different at the Pearl Cove Beach Club is that they provide you towels, so you do not have to bring them from the ship, as you must do if you are going to either the Starfish Lagoon or the Calypso Lagoon. Towels are not provided anywhere at the Celebration Key other than the Pearl Cove Beach Club. You will also see just in front of the beach that there are various cabanas, villas, and daybeds for rent for the day. The standard cabana will run you about $1,000. The larger villas will cost you around $2,800 for the day. And then they have a few day beds that'll cost you about $350 for the day. Since I had the all-inclusive package, I also had the upgraded lunch. So the full-service restaurant is located just behind the pool area, and it is a very large venue. No reservations are needed. It does have a sit-down bar that is quite large and is also in the shade. For lunch, you can choose from one starter, one entree, and one dessert. Unlike other beach clubs from other cruise lines, you could only order one of each. It did come with some hummus and crudité that was actually quite nice. My lunch was excellent, and the service was also on par for something you would expect in a luxury adults-only venue. The steak was very, very good, and I really enjoyed it, and it was a quite large portion. So they also have choices for dessert. I got the chocolate cake, and there's also a large carrot cake, although on the menu it does say that there is a large baklava available as well. Next to this full-service restaurant area, you're going to have 2 locker rooms with bathrooms, as well as complimentary lockers for storing your valuables. My experience at the Pearl Cove Beach Club was a very, very good one. If there are 2 ships in port, and especially when they add to 4 ships, I would highly recommend considering this due to the fact that they do cap capacity, and this would be a very comfortable spot to spend the day at Celebration Key. I did not feel, though, that the $179 cost for the all-inclusive package was actually worth it. If I had to do it over again, I would probably go with the day pass, or if you are looking at the bar package or the all-inclusive package, make sure that you're taking advantage of getting at least those 10 cocktails that are included in those packages. I had a great day at Celebration Key, but let's talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of this new private destination from Carnival. Now, the pros is that they have huge freshwater lagoons as well as beach access, all included with your cruise fare, and the lounge chairs and umbrellas do not come at an extra cost. The variety of zones available at Celebration Key is great. The family area, the adults-only pool, the upgraded adults-only experience, as well as the shopping. It is a very well-designed private destination. Celebration Key is also well connected. It is not a tender port. They have a great pier, and they have provided the Wi-Fi to extend to the island if you have a package on the ship. Now, when it comes to the cons, the biggest one is the drink package is not extended from the ship to the island. Everything is extra. Also, the Island Eats only provides for 1 entree complimentary on the island. Everything else is an added charge. Though the Wi-Fi is available, it was spotty at best, and I lost signal quite a few times while I was at the Pearl Cove Beach Club. Safety has also been a huge concern at Celebration Key. They've actually had 2 people die on the same day. One was snorkeling on the beach side, and the other one was in one of the lagoons. They have added extra lifeguards since this has happened, and the investigation is ongoing. The final con is that there are just way too many additional fee opportunities at Celebration Key. Not enough is included, and everything costs extra. Well, I truly hope this was a helpful video for you if you are planning a cruise on Carnival that stops at Celebration Key. You can have an absolutely fantastic time with you and your family if you do some planning ahead of time. If you have been to Celebration Key, leave me your opinion in the comments below. I'm very, very curious of what you experienced. Thanks everybody so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. And if you are interested in additional cruise content, I do ask you to consider subscribing to the channel for additional content just like this. And also, if you are looking to plan your next cruise, please don't forget to email me here at the email address shown on the screen, and I'd be happy to help you plan and book your next adventure. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and you might be interested in watching one of these videos next. Thanks again, and as always, I'll see you again soon.